That's MYMAJESTEAS.com. My Majesties, an Urban Passport member.
Some carriers will give you just one measly entertainment subscription. One is no fun. With Verizon, there's up to 7 entertainment subscriptions with your unlimited plan. That's 7 times the... 7 times the... No! 7 times the... Music, gaming, Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, and more. That's 7 times the entertainment! Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never, ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for mental health and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org.
It's been difficult because I hadn't been able to see my grandchildren.
An expression on someone's face when you do something nice for them.
I miss all my friends in school.
Visit GetVaccineAnswers.org so you can make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccine.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Can I get the now bar, please?
$1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure.
$1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
Whether it's advice on managing your anxiety or tools to help you stay grounded, Coping-19 provides a range of resources and self-care tips to help you cope with this pandemic. We can help. Find the resources that work best for you at coping-19.org.
Stillman College is an HBCU in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where we prepare students for a different world. Stillman is a college of distinction for last year and this year. Our largest majors are business and biology, followed closely by psychology, criminal justice, and history for the pre-law, communications, English, and religion. Our newest degree programs are in the Department of Computational Sciences, which covers cybersecurity, data analytics, and math. The Biomedical Academy prepares students for competitive entry into health professions and graduate programs. We have established summer biomedical research internships with major research institutions, such as the University of Alabama, Drexel and Temple Universities in Philadelphia, the Salk Institute in San Diego, California, and the universities of Florida, Indiana, and Iowa. We became creative with social distancing and masks for the pandemic. Our students enjoy movie nights at the stadium and the new Melissa and Davis Legacy Courtyard, where you can eat and enjoy friends. We have the Divine Nine Greek letter organizations, student government leadership, and ambassadors. Our small class sizes, nurturing faculty, and friendly environment let you know that Black Lives Matter at Stillman College each and every day. Applications are free. Sign up at discover.stillman.edu. Complete the contact card and apply today. Stillman College, where we prepare students for a different world.
Today is the 3rd of May, 2023. I'm representing my boy, RSM, Rich State of Mind. I need y'all to get there and stop acting like hobos and bums. All right, on this 3rd of May, 2023, we're going to engage in some dialogue, and hopefully it'll be meaningful and impactful. And we're going to drift into the raunchy side that y'all like to talk about with relationships and sex. But before we get there, let me get my monologue out the way. I live in Georgia, ATL. And damn, we ain't have another mass shooting again today. Damn. And you know what's insane to be about all of these shootings? Every single last one of them in the past 5-10 years is nobody's amazed anymore. It's like we take that shit second nature, like a commercial break. And I still hear people who want to say dumb shit about their Second Amendment rights, about they got the right to bear arms, they got this, they got that. And I saw a meme, and I'm gonna share it. And it says something disrespectfully like, the F you mean what my forefathers want? I don't even listen to my real daddy. This has got to be one of the most insane arguments ever about these gun rights, where we got a right to bear arms, where we got a right to watch our kids die, where we got a right to watch strangers die, where we got a right to take everybody else's life so that we can be safe and secure in our own homes. Whatever bullshit that Constitution say, that is total bullshit when it comes to the lives of other people. Is there a use for guns? Yes. Is there a need for guns? Yes. Is there a need to not regulate guns because of some dumbass constitution that wasn't written by people who had any knowledge of an AR-15, an M16, and let's not be delusional about 9s and 40s. Because even though We all know about the assault rifles and what they do, and they are used for mass destruction. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted. 9s and 40s do a lot of damage, just not as much, just not as quick. Boss, this is where I find total rhetoric. Nobody has ever said that they were going to take guns. I looked. Obama didn't say it. Biden didn't say it. All they said was, let's start making it hard for everybody else to get. I haven't seen anything about taking guns. Anything. But yeah, I think all guns should be registered. Any gun that you got should come back to you, kind of like a car. That way if something happens to it, they know where to go. I'm not going to say we should take guns from everybody, except those who don't need them. But that's a hard thing to figure out too. But again, that's in the past. Most of these shootings, especially mass shootings, are by guns that have been bought recently, by people who shouldn't have them, because the system is flawed and nobody wants to change it. Let's not make it hard for regular people to get a gun. Well, regular people don't have trouble getting guns. Who just moved into a neighborhood 2 days ago and all of a sudden need an assault rifle? In the immortal words of Johnny Gill, nobody. So yeah, let's make it hard for future people to get, but the ones that are out there. But let's make sure that they're all registered. Make sure that we know where they are. That way, if my boss and friend Peter Reggie decide to give me one of his guns, it is traceable and trackable and all that other good shit. Because you will never be able to stop person-to-person gun sales where you can circumvent the whole system, but I should not be allowed to legally go out and buy a gun and give it to Pookie and Ray Ray them because they shoot me off a quick 400-500. And then I can say, oh, I sold it, but I don't know to who. Okay, then I should be accountable. But guess what? That's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. You're right. You got assault rifles. Hell, I got assault rifles. But again, who's doing the shooting and when did they get these rifles? When did they get them? This ain't something that they've been had and they've been festering on and sleeping on for 2-3 years and all of a sudden they went crazy. Most of this shit's just new. Kyle Rittenhouse, this shit was new. These dudes these ain't old guns, brother. These are not old guns. All we gotta do is just make it a little bit harder for the new people who get them. The new people who are circumventing the system. The new people, the last guy, well hell, that military guy, but that's a whole, he didn't have guns, he was just divulging secrets because he was a bum, but that's a whole nother story. But there's nothing that we can do right now, but why are we gonna keep putting it on the back burner for 5, 6, 7 years? I mean, damn, we just left the range, brother. We just left the range and I can't even get home to find out that it's been a mass shooting downtown in the ATL, not far from the office. So my question is, my brother, for all these people who love to post and swear they got guns and show their pictures and comparing to white people and all this other madness, where the fuck are y'all at when the shooting started? How many shootings, how many robberies have been thwarted by people who are legally armed? When is it? Where are they? Because we know in the Buffalo, in the grocery store shooting, people had guns. What did they do? What did they do? You want to tell you what they did? Nothing, because they were not trained. So guess what? Everybody who talk a good game, and Lord knows some of y'all talk the bestest of game, the effing bestest. But if you ain't trained to be in a shooting, when the shooting starts, you're going to do what people who get shot at do. Get the fuck on. You ain't prepared for this. You ain't trained for this. As my boss and good friend would say, when that white sheet of paper looking at you with his hand on his hip and doing this, there's no threat. There's no adrenaline rush. There's nothing to duck and dodge and reassess. You just keep pulling the trigger. Bang, bang. Look at that. I got this tight group of them. But when the shot's coming back down range, whoo. And I'm going to tell you now, if you really want to see where you at, all you got to do is have somebody move the target up and down and see if your shot's still the same. Because amazingly, you don't have to do nothing to the trigger. You don't have to do nothing to the front sight, rear sight. The person is still where the person is. But that little change, it changes the way you perceive shit. Watch the shots not have that tight grouping for a lot of people. Because everybody who wants to tell me about how great a shot they are at the range, that's all I do to them. And then I give them, 3 seconds to get off 4 shots, 2 seconds to get off 1 shot. When you add stress, ooh, it's amazing how the game changes. Amazing how the game changes. But hey, I'm just one man with an opinion. And I want to see people I know, hell, even people I don't know, that don't like. They should be able to live a peaceful life. They shouldn't have to worry about every time they go somewhere, going to an appointment with their mother, somebody bust out and start shooting. Going to an appointment with their kids, somebody bust out shooting. You go to McDonald's to start a fight over French fries and somebody starts shooting. Where can you go now where people ain't shooting? You can't go home. You can't hit the streets. People shooting up the backyard. They shooting up the park. They shoot. Everybody want to shoot. I know some of y'all scared. That's why y'all shoot. I'm about that life. I like to fight. But when is it gonna end? How long are we gonna go through this life where we just accept people being shot at as a norm? How long? And why? Why we gonna keep doing this? When do we stop it and say enough is enough? Enough is enough. Let me see what I can do to make the system better. Let me see how I can make my parents safer. What can I do to make my friends' life a little safer? What can I do? What is the system that will work so we can get past this? What can we do? That's what we got to figure out, ladies and gentlemen. What can we do? Because right now, all we can do is shit, nothing. You can't even stay in the house. And want something about it, my player partner, Petty Reggie, can tell you, shit, we might all have to go overseas where they got strict restrictions on guns and you don't have this kind of show. You don't have this kind of shit. And bro, you always welcome to come on the show. You're supposed to do your Petty Reggie from the streets, but you need approval because you don't know how to act in the real world, brother. So don't act. When can you come on the show? You always free to come on the show. With or without your segment. Petty Reggie from the streets. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna wear your shirt next time. He got me a Petty Reggie shirt. It don't say Petty Reggie, but it's a Petty shirt. But that's all I'm saying. We seriously gotta look at how we are accepting gun violence now. We accept gun violence like we do commercials on TV. It's just some shit that's gonna happen. How long are we gonna keep praying it away? How long are we gonna keep hoping it away? How long are we gonna keep doing this and just watching our future die? How long and why? This is something that we really got to consider. Why are we doing this? Why are we accepting this? Why are we trying to pray it away? That's not working. It's not working. So that's my monologue. We finna get into the good stuff. We're gonna talk about this crazy refusal to accept accountability and responsibility. We're gonna talk about you dudes, you lads, LAD, apostrophe S, lame ass dudes perpetrating this man. We're gonna truly discuss why is it, Petty Reggie, you ain't allowed in this one. Why is it we expect black women to go through struggle love or broke love to prove that they real and down, only to accuse them of making bad decisions when the brother ain't shit. So go get you a drink, your adult beverage. Petty Reggie, slow down, because I know you in the Ferrari living your best life, because we love our life and you should too. But we're gonna take a break, and then we'll be back in a few to get to the meat of the stuff. We're gonna get to some good shit. So y'all know what it is. We'll be back.
This is Carlos Brown, letting you know that we're on the move. You can now catch the Carlos Brown Show beginning this July on the Black College Sports Network each and every Saturday from 11 to 1 Eastern Time. That's 10 to 12 Central Time. Same time, new place. On Facebook at the Carlos Brown Show and Black College Sports Network. Online at www.mybcsn.net and on the BCSN app available on Google Play and the Apple App Store.
This is Brian Fulford. A.D. Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Bounty versus the old family dish towel. Drying with a fresh sheet of Bounty leaves your hands cleaner than a used dish towel that can carry and redistribute food residue. So ditch the dish towel for better hand hygiene. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service with Slow Burn. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge featuring a meticulous curated collection of premium cigars. It's more than a mobile lounge. It's an environment and an experience rich in history, luxury, and personality. An elegant extension of any celebration occasion. It's the perfect escape and meeting place, a space where you can relax or enjoy a shared passion. Have Slow Burn plan your next big event, or before you are planning to celebrate your win over your athletic rival, you can shop our collections at www.slowburnwaco.com.
But if they won,
all right, we back, and before we move on, I've been told that my guest would like to have a little something to say about my monologue. My apologies, but where Mo and Chloe at? Mel, bring them on. There we go. I'm gonna let them have some words before we move on to our hot topic. But first, you know I'm a Southern gent. I got Chloe here. She's an ATL diva. We're gonna be doing some big things with her later on. She's gonna be on the show because she inspired part of this because some dude was being petty. And I was like, Chloe, come on the show and talk about this. And he wanted to come on. I said, dude, we don't do what you do. You just want to argue with women. I'm not about that life. And then, you know, we got Mo here. Mo is the one who's supposed to keep me straight. So if the show veer off right off, I get too opinionated or expressive, it's Mo's fault. Because Mo is a true moderator. The show just happens to have my name in it, but it's Mo's fault. So, ladies and gentlemen, do what y'all do. Do what y'all do.
All right, ladies first.
Are we still talking about guns?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you want me to? Yeah, you go ahead. If you got something you want to add.
Well, you know, guns are so masculine. I want to lead with the man. I want the man to lead.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I just want everybody to know. I wrote a book about policing in America. The name of the book is called "The Good, the Bad, and the Blue," because you see all of that with policing in America. And just, you know, what DVP was just talking about, I just want to add one piece to that. And that is that, you know, I think if you can't abolish guns, which I don't think anybody's advocating here because people have a right to protect themselves, the one thing though that you need to do is add smart legislation. All right. So one of the things is like this. If I leave my phone somewhere and somebody steals it, they can't use it. How come they can't use it? Because I got fingerprint ID and they can't get in my phone. They're gonna have to erase everything and restart it up. So how come we can't use some of that technology on guns? How come you can't have a fingerprint ID on a gun? So them little knuckleheads go and steal their parents' guns and try to come and bust off, they got nothing because they don't have the right fingerprint ID. You know what I'm saying? So there's like I'm telling you, there's solutions. I put them in my book. I put some prospective solutions in my book to just say, you know, things don't have to stay how they are. You know, this is the status quo is not working, as we all see. When you got little kids in elementary school getting killed, you know the status quo is not working. So there's things we can do, and I need to get it off my chest because, you know, we see this over and over. It's like every time I turn the news on, it's like you ever see that movie Groundhog Day, right? The days just keep starting over, and the man is going through the same day over and over. It's the same thing with people getting killed by guns. And I'll leave it right there.
But that technology does exist. There are lots of agencies that they even have rings for guns. They will only activate if you got that. But that ain't what the public want. And as we have this debate, we're gonna do battle of the sexes. When you got battle of GOP and Dems, the GOP the one who keep putting out the thing about Obama and Biden want to take guns, which I read. They've never made that statement. They said they wanted stricter regulations, but they ain't said nothing about going door to door taking guns. But that's what the GOP love to tell you, that they want to take your guns from you. And you can't find it nowhere where anybody said nothing about taking what's out on the street. We just need to make sure that if you got one, it's registered. We know it's yours. That way you can't sell it to Boo Boo and Ray Ray them for a quick 500 so they can go shoot up the neighborhood and nobody knows where it is. What you got for me, Chloe? Since you let the men go first. And you know what? Let me say something right quick before Chloe talk. Fellas, did y'all see what Chloe just did? Did y'all see that? Because I want y'all to pay attention how women who are in their femininity with brothers, as far as I know, Chloe ain't never met Mo. And we've met, but did you see how she deferred to us because she wanted what we had to say first? See, women will do that. You just got to treat them right. It ain't got nothing to do with sex or any kind of intimate relationships. There's a respect thing when life is lifing. If you don't present people with disrespect, because you saw me and Mo wanted Chloe to go first because we're gentlemen. And Chloe said, no, I want the men to go first because this is mostly a man's subject. See, that's how women embrace their femininity and they get in where they fit in when they're surrounded by the right type of dudes who ain't sitting around beating their chest hollering we alphas. I just want y'all to notice that. Go ahead, Chloe, do your thing. I'm sorry. Do your thing. I just had to get that out.
Well, as a gun owner, you know I am for guns, but whenever y'all governor went through his deregulation, I was just totally appalled. I'm all for guns, but I'm also for guns being regulated. I'm all for everyone registering their guns. I don't know what the purpose was for him to do what he did, because I'm so sick of seeing. Just the other day, I'm looking at a young man. He couldn't have been no more than like 23, 24. Pants belted under his butt, but he got a gun very obviously shoved down in his pants. And he's walking around with the attitude of, just try me, because he knows that now, based on regulations, he can do that. But he might be a convicted felon, because the thing is that if you're not, and there are some convicted felons that I feel personally that the laws should change based on what it is that you were convicted of. You should be able to own a gun, and maybe you can. I don't know, but usually the ones that are very boastful about having a gun are the ones who don't need the guns. So you got a lot of young people walking around as soon as they turn 21 or it's age 18 or 21 to get a gun. I don't know. I'm asking you, Dick.
It's 21 to get a gun, 18 to get a rifle.
Okay. So if you don't have anything to hide, or if you are a good person and you're getting it for the right reason, you shouldn't have a issue with registering your gun. So my opinion is, all guns need to be registered. That's my opinion, plain and simple. All guns need to be registered. If you can't register, then you don't need to have one. That's it.
Yeah, and it should be. And go ahead, Mo.
No, I was just going to add, I agree with that. And I'll just say the accountability of the gun goes with the registered owner as well. So if somebody comes steal your gun, you liable.
Somebody comes steal your gun, then you immediately, first of all, there's too many children that's coming to school with guns, which means that they're not locked up. Now, when I was young, my mom's straight paranoid of guns. Matter of fact, my dad had brought a gun home, and she had the bullets in one purse. She had the barrel in another purse, and she had the whole gun in another. So if somebody broke into the house, honey, we would have to put the gun together. But it was in a safe place. She had it hidden. She had it in the purse in the top of her closet. I knew where it was, but even some people are not even mature enough to have guns in their homes. Because if your kids can get access to guns, as many kids are shooting and killing each other and mistakenly, harming other people, that shows that the parents are not. To be quite honest, I feel like just like you have to take a mental assessment test to become a police officer, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like people should have to take a mental assessment test even to own a gun.
I agree 100% because
y'all trying to start trouble with the crazy people.
I'll just add this because it seems like the process to get. So I owned a gun at one time, and it seemed like the process for me to own a gun was easier than the process for me to get a job. I got scrutinized up and down, left and right to try to get a job. But when it came to getting a gun, sign right here. Go take a 4-hour course. Okay, you good.
And you take a 4-hour course online, right?
I actually took it. I went to a range, but that was at that time. But still, it's like that just doesn't. You're gonna give me a weapon that I can use to kill somebody, and all I had was 4 hours of training. That's ridiculous.
And it's crazy because now people at the slightest little thing, people are popping off and shooting and killing people. And it's like, I hate to be judgmental or I hate to make assumptions, but when I was looking at this young man, and he's not the first young man that I've seen, and I'm looking at him, and he's looking like if you say the wrong thing to him, it's gonna be some issues. It's gonna be some problems. If you walking around and it's like so many are walking around now, they want you to see that they have a gun. Why? That shows your lack of maturity. If you're walking around and you got your gun and you want to make sure that everybody sees you have a gun, to me that shows a lack of maturity. Because if you're mature, you don't even want to know you got a gun. Because with me, I carry my gun everywhere. My gun is down in the seat of my car. Getting in and out the car, I have my gun, but you wouldn't know that I had one. People who want to show that they have a gun, they don't need a gun.
True. Because with all this stuff that your governor did, which is stupid, it just made it easy for crime to occur. Because like I say, they can say what they want to, but I keep up with it. How many times has a gun owner saved somebody? Versus what we got out there. How many times of these people who got all these guns talking about we ready for this? Where are they? Where are they when something happens? Because I've been looking and I ain't seeing nothing. And that's all I'm saying. They keep saying it, but like I say, the shooting in Buffalo at that grocery store, there were people who had guns. Some of the same ones who talk about, oh yeah, let this come. I'm ready. Everybody ready to see you getting shot at. Trust and believe. Everybody ready to them bullets coming back the other way. In the range, that never happens. When I take people who tell me they ready and they like take me to the range, you got on your nice hearing protection and your eye protection. It's cute, but all it takes is while they shooting for me to get to one side of them and just shoot over the top of their head. When they hear my gun shooting over them, they all jump. So what you think when you shoot anybody don't never shoot around you? I said, see, you ain't ready because you ain't prepared. And you got on hearing, you got on eyes. Not that ain't the way real guns fight work. That ain't the way. But you hit another gun made you panic. So how you think you're going to feel when the bullet's coming past you and hitting shit behind you? And, like I said, we get caught up in this. but nobody can tell me when we save somebody, yes, a couple of cases here where people got guns and they did a good thing, but is it the norm for all these people who clamoring for guns now? It is not, and that's my only issue. It is not. So I hear what we're saying, but there needs to be a harder regulation. You know, there are some of us out here who got kids. There are some of us out here who got people that we love that we don't want to be innocent bystanders or collateral damage for these young fools. That's all I'm saying. I know some of y'all don't love nobody but yourself, and you think the world revolves around you. I got a friend, a Facebook friend, who thinks his Second Amendment rights override everybody's safety. Ain't nobody says you didn't have a right. See, you're trying to take that GOP extreme. All we saying is we want all your guns registered. Every gun you got. That way, if it come up missing, because most of us don't know our serial number. So if your guns are registered, if something happens, they know the serial number, just like that. So if it's found at another place, when you call the police and say somebody stole my gun, and they say, what's the serial number? Because most of us don't know. We don't keep the paperwork. You can give them that little registration, like you do with your car, like you do with everything else. And then if it come up, you're good to go, because it's already been reported stolen. But there are lots of guns that ain't reported stolen, because you can't just say somebody stole my 357, somebody stole my 9 without a description and a serial number. The cops find tons of guns with no owners. Somebody bought these guns. Somebody. That's just my take on it. Ma'am, sir, y'all got anything else y'all wanna add?
I got a lot more, but I know you're ready to get to the core, so I'm gonna let you go ahead, man.
Because we got the Law and Order show next week, so yeah, I know you're gonna have a lot ready for that. Yeah. All right, so and I should have saved it, but anyway, Trina ain't here to defend herself, but Chloe was there. Trina made a post, and this is why I wanted Chloe to come here, because I know Chloe has experienced things, and she's not afraid to show her scars. Why is it that men, I ain't even gonna put a race on this because Trina didn't. Why is it that we want black women to go through struggle love? Which is pretty much what her post said. Why do we expect black women to go through struggle love or broke love to prove that they want to support us? And it don't matter who it's with, but we expect this out of black women. And this is where, the lame ass dudes got sensitive. I'm going to find a post and put it up. But Trina never mentioned black men. She specifically talked about black women accepting this. And black women spoke. And then here come the lads, lame ass dudes, who were upset. Why are you upset? I bet Chloe can tell stories about trying to be a good woman and dating dudes who weren't dateable, y'all can't even afford gas to go see Chloe. But I'm gonna let Chloe speak for herself. Chloe, why is it we expect women to do all this shit? Before I defend y'all.
DVP, and I gave you that name. I don't know when it started. I don't know when it started. I do understand that a lot of it has come from our brothers going to prison, our brothers getting out of prison, and it being the system making it hard for them to find jobs and all of that great stuff. And so they expect us to hold them down. I understand. I have a little bit of compassion whenever it comes to that, but my thought process has always been: if the white man won't let you go in the front door, then you find a way to go in the back door. If that means that you got to start a lawn care business, you got to sell plates out the back of your car, by any means necessary is the mindset that I have, because as a black woman who has been a single mother who raised her child on her own, no child support, no help from her father, I have no other options but to find a way to make it work. So my mentality has always been, if I got to get out there in the street and hoe to make sure the jury got a roof over her head and she eat, then that's what I'm going to do, because that's what I'm going to do for my child. But for whatever reason, it seems like whenever it comes to our brothers, they feel like we got to always hold them down. If we're together and you go down, I got your back, brother. I got your back. I have carried more than my share of black men on my back. I have done more than my share. But
And
black men,
we're not asking y'all to hold a man down who was there from the beginning. So, but go ahead. I'm with you.
right from the beginning, I know where you are. But and then men have this huge argument. Well, what if he this and what if he that? Why do black women have to? Why do we have to carry your burden that you chose to go out there and do what you did to get the police record that you have? Why do I have to suffer? Why do you feel so entitled that you feel like I have to take on that burden? That's your burden. Get your life together. Get your life in a situation where you can be of some type of substance. Why do you feel like you don't have a job, or you're working at McDonald's, you don't have a car, you know this, that, and the third? Why do you feel like I should have to take on that burden, and then you want to threaten me with that's why you're gonna end up alone, or that's why you can't find a man, or what if he's a good man? If he is a good man, that's all great and fine. But why do you want to guilt me into not wanting to deal with the struggle of not only that, but what also is I'm like, are you telling this to your daughters? Because grown men will present this to grown women, but your 21, 22-year-old daughter, are you telling her to let a man move in with her who doesn't have a job? Are you telling her to let a man move in with her and she give him her ATM card? Are you telling her to let a man move in with her and he dropping her off at work and picking her up from work, and he's eating all of her children's Scooby snacks? Are you saying that's okay? A lot of black men, when it comes to their daughter, you're telling her that he's a bum, but you're being a bum and you want me to accept it. I'm sorry. I've been in the hole. I've had my lights cut off. I've had to go buy water from Walmart to flush my toilets because the water cut off, until I can get somebody to come knock that little knob off and get the water going again until I can pay the bill. I've been through all of that. But I did it because I had a child. I had to do whatever I had to do. So I don't understand why men feel like they are entitled and that we have to struggle with them. I struggled by myself to get to where I am. So why can't you struggle by yourself to get to where you are, to make sure that you can offer me more than just some penis? Like men love to say, what do you bring to the table other than pussy? Well, my thing is, what do you bring to the table other than dick? That's it.
Mo, go on and jump in there, Mo.
All right. So look, I'm speaking for me. I'm gonna speak for me, and I'm gonna say this. First of all, yeah, the sister was on point with a lot of her points and a lot of the discussion there. So I'm gonna speak for me. I'm gonna just say this is, first of all, I'm not a psychologist. I'm gonna tell you what I think my personal opinion on this whole subject is, and I'm gonna say that it's black men suffering from trauma. And I'm taking all the way back to slavery, all the way back. I'm going all the way back because the reason why I'm going all the way back, because most of us black men have never healed. We haven't gotten psychological. We don't have psychological resources. We didn't get psychological help. Some of us got lucky and figured this shit out on our own. But for the most part, a lot of black men are suffering from trauma that was never healed. And so, first thing I want to say is black women have always been champions. They've been down from the start. Even when a black man was getting whipped during slavery, she was there and saying, "Baby, you okay? Let me help you. Let me help you. You know, I'm gonna patch you up, make you get better, this and that." So they've been there. You know, it's not a question about that. But at that time, now black men are saying, "Hey, we expect you to be there." So that's where the trauma come in, you know. But that's not how it's supposed to be. Y'all supposed to have each other's back, and that's how it's supposed to work. instead of the women carrying all the burden or the man carrying all the burden. It's supposed to be, 50-50, man. Help each other out.
Now here,
Go ahead.
Darren, let me get my rebuttal to that right quick. I understand that we went through a lot with slavery. We're talking about the 1800s. We're talking about the early 1900s, all this other great stuff. But just like I say about how black men will put on a suit. Black men in the 60s and 70s had so much pride in themselves. I will say what I always say: when we were oppressed people, we had more love and respect for each other than now that we have all the riches that we have now. When we only had each other, we had each other. So, we always say that from slavery, we keep bringing up slavery, and that's all great and good. But Black men had more respect for us in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Black men took care of us. Black men covered us. Black men protected us. Black men fought for us the way that we now fight for because the roles have changed. Anytime something happens with a Black man, anytime a Black man is something happens with as far as the police or any type of indiscretion that goes against a Black man, we are there front and center now, where it used to be the Black men protected and covered us. So to me, the slavery part is a cop out. And I know men are going to say, well, you don't understand because you're a man. Yeah. My thing is, a lot of how it is now, a lot of it is attributed to social media, because people don't think for themselves. They read something, they see something, and they say, yeah, that sounds good, and they roll with it. They don't even take the time to process what is really being said. They don't think for themselves. They just mimic what they hear and they say. And I'm not saying that about you. I'm just saying that Black men have not always been like this. It used to be a time when we was loved, respected, and protected. The Black woman was queen. My sister, they would go to war for us. Now we go to war for them. So it's like I can't keep accepting that it's based on slaveries, because what I saw in the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, Black men were down for us then. But it's like the more money we got, the more access we got to certain material things. Once the Black man became a white woman's good thing and all this other stuff, then it was like we were just discarded. So now it's like we're constantly being, everything is, the Black, you're saying that the Black man is damaged, but what about the Black woman? What about the damage that the Black man is causing to us? Like, a lot of Black men say that Black women are damaged, but who is doing the damaging? Who is damaging us? So once you get to be 650 something and your penis doesn't work, you got diabetes, you got high blood pressure, all this other great stuff. Now you mad because you can't find a good woman. But whenever you were out there in the streets and you had it going on, you done dogged all these women out. Now you want to come back to this woman and you mad because she don't want you. Now you upset because you can't find a good woman. But you don't want to admit all the women in the past that you done damaged along the way. So I just don't buy into, I can't, we got to get past the 1883. This is 2023. We can't keep using that as an excuse. And my biggest thing is accountability. So many men, they blame the Black woman for everything, but it's like, when are you going to, number one, chin check your brethren? And then when are you going to admit, I see this meme all the time. When would do Black women ever admit that they're wrong? But you don't never see a meme asking, do they ever admit they're wrong? Only meme I ever see is, do Black women ever admit they're wrong? And it's just like, now Black women have become the black man's punching bag. And I don't know why, because it's like we're the ones who hold you down. We the ones who letting you eat our kids' Scooby snacks. We're still letting you move in with us. We're still letting you drive our car. We're still giving you our what they are. They're still giving you their ATM card and everything, because we are guilted into, if we say no, or if we speak against a black man. That's another thing. If we speak against a black man, I'm so tired of having to protect you guys' feelings, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to lift you up. We're supposed to worry about your ego. We're not supposed to do this. Because I'm constantly censoring myself because I want to protect my brothers. But my brothers don't protect me. I don't feel protected at all when it comes to my brothers. I don't feel covered.
And this is where I'm gonna vehemently disagree with you, because I hate the slave excuse. We ain't never been slaves, and we keep saying that's what affecting us. But from what we can touch, from what we can do, this ain't never been our way. And with these dudes who want to do this, they're the loudest ones. Because I know lots of married guys. I know lots of married guys. I know lots of guys who are in healthy relationships. We, meaning men, we have damaged the black woman so much, and we know she is the least respected person on the planet. So when we want her to go through all these things, and you know, part of what Chloe said is good. I'm good with a woman wanting to give a guy a chance. I ain't gonna suggest it, but if that's what she want to do, I'm good with that. But I'm gonna stick to my primary point. If you're not in a position to date, stop trying to make people date you. Get your shit together, and then you don't have to worry about her looking down on you, about her bringing up her financial status, about how she got to let you drive her car. Maybe you should just do what you do best. If you got good penis, be a gigolo till you get your speed up. Then once you got your weight up, then get into the dating pool. But it is unfair for me as a broke dude to ask somebody to take a shot on me, because soon as Chloe take a shot on me, and this is what happened in the post, and I'm gonna use you, Mo, because I know you ain't sensitive. Chloe give newly released DVP a chance. I got a record, I can't get a good job. So after about 6-7 months, Chloe get tired of my shit. Mo gonna say, well, you know he was a convict, why you even dealing with him? So she lost. She don't get credit for trying to give me a chance. She just get dogged for giving a wrong brother a chance. Which, and you know what? I'm cool with that if we're gonna play fair is fair. Because the minute I gotta complain about a woman, nobody ever tells me I should choose better. They're gonna tell me why the woman wasn't no good. And that's my thing. On the post that me and Chloe interacted on, you know, when do men hold men accountable? We quick to blame women. Oh, you shouldn't have gave that brother a chance. Why shouldn't she give her brother a chance? Oh, you picked the wrong brother. But I don't ever see men telling men that. You picked the wrong. Bro, blame your loins. You chose this sister because she was looking good and got that. So when she robbed you, oh, you know, she a gold digger. She's just after my money. Well, me and Chloe ain't never dated. But I'm a grown man. And I've been at a couple of Chloe's events. If I see Chloe on the street and I think Chloe is cute and I want to holler at her, and Chloe gives me her phone number, before me and Chloe go out, we should have had several phone calls. We should have had several phone conversations. That would have told me if Chloe was a gold digger. She was a gold digger, all I gotta do is not go out. See, can't nobody make you go. Can't nobody make me pay for a date I don't want to be on. So it's crazy how much we hold the black woman accountable for while claiming, and well, you know, this is my thing. We always want to be kings. We always want to be leaders, but we don't want to be in charge of shit. I just want the title. And Chloe hit on another point, and you might have did it too. I'm 50, I'll be 58 this year. But in all my research, all of it, and I've done quite a bit. When men start talking about women leave them to get on welfare and women do this to get on welfare and government assistance, I ain't never in my life had a woman put me out of my house to get government assistance. See, a woman can't put you out of your house. Did y'all hear what Chloe said? Brothers that came to live with her, and she didn't put them out to get on government assistance.
No. Ain't no brother came to live with me. Wait a minute, hold on. Ain't no brother came to me. Oh, no. Okay. No. I said that. They, baby.
Okay, my bad. But we done heard We done heard of all these brothers who in these hobo ships where they need a woman to have a place to stay. And then when she get mad, she put them out. But if a brother, as Mo has said prior on other shows, if a brother is living in his man energy, you got a place for her. See, when I'm dating, and this is who I want, I got a place for her to come to. Because if I go to her castle, I better go to a stack of money so I can take over and make it mine. Or I need to bring her to mine. This ain't what we doing, but either way, the woman loses. If she picked a good brother, Chloe, you just picked, you a gold digger. You picked him because he got money. If she pick a bad brother, Chloe, you trifling. You won't even give a brother a chance. So no matter what decision she make, she's losing. And black men are I'm sorry. Black dudes are notorious for bringing this up. And they are the loudest ones in the room, which is why I have to say, hey, don't listen to these dudes. Don't listen to these dudes. Talk to some real men who will appreciate what you're doing and bring it to the table, because this is a fallacy. If something happens to your man, as Chloe said, if something happens in the process of y'all dating where you saw he was a good man, not potential, he was a good man. When some shit happened, yeah, hold him down till he get back on his feet. If he wasn't shit to start with, what is there to hold up? He was never shit to start with. But she gave him a chance, and we striking her down. I'm gonna fault the woman for giving him a chance, because you shouldn't have been messing with a dude that ain't ready to date. That's it. I ain't striking up, because you can't complain about what he ain't got. You knew he didn't have shit. The same thing with men. If I date a broke chick, I can't expect her to go half with me if I'm a 50-50 type of dude. I knew the rules, and everybody like to say, oh, you could be missing out on a good man. Y'all ever seen them posts that say somebody was perfect except for...
on a good woman. I'm tired of hearing that shit. He can be missing out on a good woman. I'm a good ass woman.
Y'all ever heard the post, oh, she was perfect, he was perfect except for... See, once you put that except, they were never perfect. You trying to make them be perfect because, oh, she fit the physical description, but she wasn't perfect. Just as she took care of your loins. Same thing with dudes. We have to stop this whole madness. And, you know, when we talked about shit was preferences and priorities, you need to get them straight. So when we in our 20s, we can do that struggle love, because everybody's struggling. We can keep misclaiming lust for love. We're in our 20s. But the older you get, the better decisions you make. Mo, at our age, we ain't looking at the woman's body first. When we're in our 20s, we can tell all the lies we want to. In our 20s, we didn't care how smart she was. We just want her to look good. And that's what 20-year-old women wanted most of the time. As we get older, we looking for a little bit more substance. Why are women held to a different standard? When we complain about our baby mama, this, and this, why we didn't make better choices? Why did she have to make a better choice about the baby daddy? And that's where I don't like this whole battle of the sexes, where men don't have to take any accountability. We just quick to blame, and brothers quick to co-sign. They quick to, oh yeah, man, she a gold digger. Chloe, how long you been a woman? All your life?
52 years.
So don't you want security from a relationship?
Yes. And until I feel like that, I'm taking a break. I'm on hiatus.
So, fellas, if you want to be a king, you want to be submitted to, why not give her the basic thing she want, which is security? She ain't say, I've been knowing Chloe a long time. I ain't never heard Chloe say she want to date a millionaire. I've been knowing Chloe a long time. I know she's dated some brothers who ain't millionaires. Why do we keep making that the thing when that is so false? Most of these women ain't looking for that. Hell, most of us don't know these. And when you hear, yeah, Chloe, did you say, I don't know if she said it was her, but she was talking about a lot of these sisters with kids ain't getting child support. Well, damn.
No,
they got a child and getting child support. Why is that? Because they're giving a brother a chance that he don't deserve. Because y'all know how I feel about child support. Y'all know how I feel about that. But how many times do we know these women who ain't seeking child support because they know it's going to hold you down further? And guess what we don't? We don't give them no credit for that. We don't give them no credit while we living our best life and popping bottles. Man, why you keep trying to hold me down? I'm trying to do this. But ain't what your Facebook page say, player. Your Facebook page say you popping bottles and buying Jordans. Oh, but you don't want to work for the man. And then you're going to get mad, get with the dude who take care of your child, because now you want to jump in the scene and throw a little grenade. Oh, ain't no man finna take care of my child. Okay, player.
But you may take it together.
And this is how we got there because it's crazy. When I look at the shootings, and I don't want to get off, I don't want to veer out too much. When something happened to George Floyd, everybody was doing everything, posting y'all. But why don't we talk about Breonna Taylor in that same vein? Breonna Taylor was a woman who ain't never did shit. But we don't want to hold her up, but we want to hold George Floyd. We can name these dudes off like it ain't nobody's business. But when it comes to the women who need us to stand up for them, why ain't we got that same? All black men should have had Breonna Taylor, but they didn't. They didn't, but they was quick to do George Floyd. What you giving me the finger for, Chloe?
I have a young lady that wants to join who you would love to have on here.
Is it a troublemaker?
Arne Harrison.
Did Arne try to jump me at the last show?
She probably did. That's why. Yeah.
Put it in the chat. Because she can't get a link until she get in the chat. Hey, all right, so what we're going to do is I want y'all to marinate on this, but I want us, this is why I hate the battle of the sexes, because if we're going to do it, and I'm all about being fair, let's do it for both. Men make bad decisions, let's hold them accountable. I believe that men should hold men accountable and women should hold women accountable. Now, if Mo want to go out, and Mo, where your wife at? Cause I ain't trying to get in no trouble. I'm still on her good side.
I'm in the basement. Go ahead, man.
Okay. If Mo want to pick a woman who ain't worthy, then I'm gonna get on Mo. Mo, why'd you do this? You know better, Mo. I can't blame Mo. I can't blame who Mo chose. I have to blame the chooser. When you pick a lemon car, it ain't the dealership fault. You chose not to take your car to a mechanic and have it checked out because you just wanted that Dodge Charger so bad you didn't care about that else. You didn't care. I think Arnie took Mo's link. I think.
No,
I'm sorry. Arnie took Chloe's link.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Tell Arnie to wait until she gets her own link. Closer, she'll knock you off. Okay. So Mel, can you add another link for Arnie, please? But yeah, and this is all I'm saying. Because yes, women have been wrong, men have been wrong. But we need to make the right person stand up. When me and Mo talk about how men have to stand up. You know who we can't regulate? We can't regulate women. We don't live their life. We don't know their experiences. But we can say what men should start doing. We can say what they should start doing. We can talk about why Chloe said something that almost hurt my feelings, but I didn't take it personal. Chloe don't feel safe around us. Why is that? Why is that? But Chloe, no. That's why I didn't take it personal. At the first event Chloe had that I went to that I was quiet as a church mouse, I walked all the women out to their car. Because that's what a man is supposed to do. They weren't my woman. Most of them I had never met. One of them had a bad leg. I carried her down the steps. And this is what we keep wanting to make everything. Yeah, we keep wanting to make everything. We keep wanting to make everything about sex and intimacy, but that ain't the way it go. Real, and I hate that term, real men take care of black women, period. When I made the post that no matter whose post I'm on, any man that comes to a woman page being disrespectful, I'm on his ass. She got her own opinion. If you don't like it, just leave her page. But don't come on her page telling her how she should feel or how she should think or that she should pick better. Go away. Go away. We cannot continue to do this and think that we're going to get better. Chloe said something that really was interesting. Really interesting. Mo, I want your opinion. Chloe said, and she was factually correct, when we didn't have shit, we was much closer. The more shit we got, the more divisive we became. Now we start killing ourselves. But when we was all in the hood, because I grew up in the projects, you couldn't push on no little girl. This is at 6 and 7 years old. So if we're going to use slavery as an excuse for something we never exhibited, what did we see growing up? Because those are what we should be remembering. We remember calling all the women miss this or miss that. Now we did pull on their little pigtails, but we didn't hit women. We didn't call them bees and hoes. We didn't say none of that. We didn't do none of that. The worst thing we did, we might have tried to touch them on the booty. We can't do that now, but most of us who over 40, we did that. we didn't have this. We didn't have this super disrespect. So where do you think that came from, Mo?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't.
man.
I don't want to hear that slavery stuff because we so far removed from slavery now. You can't keep using that as a justification for why we are where we are. We so removed from slavery. We so removed from that.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, sister, because here's the thing: the psychological is the problem. It's not that the slavery itself; is the psychological. It's never been repaired. So we went through a trauma that's never been repaired. When women get raped, they have to get help in order to overcome that trauma. This ain't no different. When what we went through, you had to get help to overcome my trauma. I could tell you how I overcame my trauma. DVP probably got his own story, but a lot of men are suffering from trauma that they need to recover from. And that's what, and guess who suffers when men are dealing with trauma? Women suffer.
Well, let me ask you this: since y'all went through so much trauma during slavery, did women not go through trauma too? Were we not?
Absolutely.
Hold on. Were we not beaten? Were we not raped by master? We had babies by master. We had to breastfeed master and his wife's children. We were in the fields just like you guys. So I keep hearing this slavery and men and trauma, but if we overcame the trauma, why is it to the point where now and men are gonna really get mad when I say this, that in so many ways we are now the stronger sex, but we endured the beating and the rape. We endured the beating and the rape. So I'm trying to understand. I mean, and then like I said, men covered us more in the 50s. Men covered us more in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, 70s, and even the 80s. They covered us. They protected us. They respected us. So if you're pulling from slavery, what has happened from the 90s up until now that you have reverted back to 1883? So to me,
there's a couple
I
things.
get what you're saying, but to me, it's a cop out. It's an
Well,
excuse.
well, let me explain it. So first of all women are not good women. You're not talking about all women. You talk about some women. So some women are still suffering from those same effects. Number two is that, what we had to deal with was something that was traumatic on both sides. I'm not standing up for men and saying this is their reasoning. I'm saying as a group, as Black people, we both suffer from that. So that's something we both have to recover from. We have to help each other, because I can tell you right now, there's some good men right here on this page. Me and DVP, I'm gonna call us good men, and you two ladies are probably good ladies, but we don't represent the full cross section of the Black population. So there's still damage out there in this world that needs to get repaired. So I'm not spreading it peanut butter spread across a whole country, but I'm just saying that there's a group of people that need to get help with certain things, and we haven't gotten that help. I mean, it explains so much in our society why some of our boys are out here still doing crimes and getting in trouble and going to jail. Just what society has done to them has caused them trauma, damage. You know what I'm saying? Just, you walking down the street, next thing you know, you're in a pair of handcuffs and you don't even know why. We all know the stories about that. You George Floyd, you sitting outside of a convenience store, and somebody come and kill you, put their knee on your neck. Things like that those things are still going on. So it's not an excuse. It's just the reality of the situation as far as I'm concerned.
But what does that have to do with us being called bitches and hoes by our brothers? Because that's what the white man
Because,
doing to y'all. That's what we doing because we held you down.
right,
We
but
held you down.
so
We held you down. We're still holding you down. We got your back, and then now we're being guilted into so many of the things. I'm at a point in my life where I'm at so much peace, and I never thought I'd reach this peace in my life. But what does that have to do with my cousin molesting me? What does that have to do with someone raping me? Because it seems like if it's me and you against the Black man, then you would want to protect me. So when did I
absolutely.
become your enemy? Because all these years I've been your covering the same way that you've been my covering. This is what I don't understand. How did we go from you used to cover me to you no longer covering me? That's why I say when we were oppressed people, when we were oppressed, we were closer. We were closer and we had a better relationship when we were oppressed. It seems like the more money we got, the more freedom we got, the more that you guys ventured away from us and we became the enemy. How did we become the enemy when we were your protector? If I'm gonna give you my nipple to feed you to make sure that you survive after my son beat your ass, then I'm trying to understand then why now am I your enemy?
Because
Before you
that's
answer
social
that,
design.
is
Go ahead, DVP.
hold on, Arnie, you sitting over there with that smirk on. Let's go on and get a quick introduction and tell us who you are and what you're doing.
Arne. So I'm Arne Harrison. I've trying to catch up because I didn't see the show from the beginning. So I'm just now kind of jumping in and hearing. My mind has gone like 100 different places really quickly just in listening the last 5 minutes. Oh my God, I just don't even know where to touch first. But where I will start is we keep talking about a lot of external factors. I agree with all of you who are stating that, we were so much closer when we were oppressed. So we want to use a word like that. We want to talk about slavery. What really has happened is that we have over time, because money has kind of come into the picture, not even real money. When we talk about cross sections, we're actually a bit behind where we were 50 years ago, 60 years ago. And part of that is because right now we don't all have a common struggle. So before we were fighting for civil rights, we were fighting for freedom. We all had a common theme that we all needed to achieve together. So yeah, we were closer, right? But what has happened, there are still amazing women. There are still amazing men. And some of those external factors have affected our dynamic in how we are interacting as men and women, how we value family. But where I want to start is how we disvalue family and how we're not in control of our households. So when you talk about how young men are acting in the streets, that ain't got nothing to do with no police. That ain't got nothing to do with no teacher. That has to start at the house with the parents. That's who is failing you and your children. These people who are having children, who are not teaching values, who have basically felt like our code that we had as Black people, which was our real wealth, it ain't got nothing to do with no white man's money or this capitalism that we have gotten dropped into as far as the United States go, and what, these cars, these houses, these looks, these words, none of that was us. The things that were us are the things that we have dropped. And I remember when Luke Skywalker and all them first came on the scene. What's the other Florida guy? 2 Live Crew, when they started dropping this music that was really like inciting the bees and whole, that language, we all kind of took it lightly and we was like, oh, girls are twerking, we got these lewd videos coming out, and we all was like, oh, okay. The things that I have seen just this week alone have me flabbergasted and floored. I literally see our women in the street. I've been looking at ass in the street on Tuesday, and not at Hunter's Point. I'm talking about Family Dollar in Atlanta, not no Hostro. So that starts in your house. These people that y'all keep talking about and we want to put blame on ain't got nothing to do with what's going on in our houses. And because we are chasing materials, because we have and I'm going to answer too what Chloe is talking about. And she's like, when did we become the enemy? We became the enemy when we were empowered and we let go of our family structures. We did not revere our men as kings and as leaders because the white man knew. And just like you were saying about slavery and the Willie Lynch syndrome, empower the woman, negate the head. And because women felt like they were bringing more money into the household, they felt like the men were not as of much value. So that's where the split has happened, because I feel like, my thing about money is only a problem when you ain't got none. If I'm making 200 and you making 10, we got 210. not I got 200 and you got 10. You know what I'm saying? We have taken our moms out of the household. We're not there for our children because everybody trying to drive 2 Cadillacs and 2 Mercedes and live in a $500,000 house. But you don't realize the sacrifice, which is your children. So when you at work working 80 hours, where are they? What are they doing? I'm on next door every night getting a text. The teenagers are running around, checking doors, breaking into cars, breaking into houses. So our problem is not, if we address the internal issue, then we can get to the external issue. But don't talk to me about what's going on outside until you get inside in control. I'll stop there for now.
And I know Melody Mel, my producer, was coming on, but this is what I want to say because she's gonna come on and then we're gonna take a break after her. But part of the issue that I have noticed, just from my perspective, is that it's a bunch of men who want to be women. We jealous because y'all get taken out on dates. We jealous because y'all get free meals. We jealous of all the little things you get because of your femininity. Every time I see a guy talking about this, it agitates me because it's like, do you really want to be one of them so bad that you are really doing this? That is interesting to me because don't get it twisted. If me and one of the ladies is dating, yes, at some point I would like for them to treat, but I don't expect that to be in the first 2-3 months. But these dudes, they want to be women so bad, so they're upset with you, and their femininity is kicking in, and because they can't control it, they willing to blame everything on you. I came from a black woman, so yes, I have dated lots of women with kids, and I treat them a whole lot different because I know what my mother went through. So to see these same dudes who came from single-parent households be so disrespectful is confusing to me because you know I will give a single mother a bigger break than I will a woman who has no children. She gonna get a pass because I know the struggle. But for me to think that she should do this or this or this, and this is just not me. I'm watching everybody else complain, and I'm like, what is it that she ain't doing? Well, why a woman ain't never offered to take me out? And I'm thinking, well, damn, I've actually had women that offered to take me out when I was single, and guess what? I still didn't let them pay because in my mind, you can't pay for the first date. I've made the example. If Oprah say, hey, DVP, I think you kind of cute. Let's go to France. I say, you know what? I can't afford that. But let's go to Waffle House first because I got to pay for the first date. Then we can go to France because you can pay for the second. But the first one, by my metric, because I ain't never been a slave, all I do is read books. But from the way I grew up, that's the way it's supposed to be. The man is supposed to pay for the first date regardless of who asks. Because I'm going to pick on Arnay now since she ain't my friend. I think she ain't accept my friend request, so I'm going to talk bad about her. If Arnay wants to go out, I'm still going to pick. It's all right. I'm still going to pick where we go the first date. And it's going to be somewhere where we can have a conversation. So we ain't going to Ruth Chris on the first date because we can't talk. It's a little louder now. The price is too high. Because they study by you with that knife. I don't trust you around sharp weapons. I got to get to know you before I trust you around edged weapon. But I want to go somewhere we can get to know each other. And guys, this is on you because you're trying to impress a woman with your money, and you mad because if I ask Arnay, hey, you want to go to Sundial? And she say, yeah, whose fault is that she going to Sundial? It's mine because that's why I asked her to go. So, but I just want, who trying to come on, Mel? You or Roy? Because I don't see anybody yet. So we can take this break and come back because yeah, we're gonna bring out some smoke detectors. If he ain't ready yet, let's take us. Go ahead.
I got a question for you whenever we come back, DVP, about the dating thing.
Okay, so Mel, you want to take us to break and then see if we can get him in, then we'll come back.
Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy, unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices. Velvet Boutique offers free shipping all year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
At CDW, we get speed as the new currency of success.
Our team spends way too much time tending to outdated applications and software when they should be focused on driving application agility and innovation.
CDW Amplify Development Services modernizes software and application development to help accelerate innovation and digital transformation.
So you mean building new applications, UI, and mobile interfaces?
Well, you said you needed to innovate more quickly.
Oh, so he's a listener.
To do more at scale, trust CDW Amplify Development Services.
Majesty is a premium health and wellness tea line focused on bringing delicious yet healthy tea blends to the community. Filled with an abundance of vitamins and antioxidants, we work to blend teas with exotic spices and fruits to produce scrumptious and wholesome beverages. So check us out at mymajesties.com. That's MyMajesties.com. My Majesties, an Urban Passport member.
Some carriers will give you just one measly entertainment subscription. One is no fun. With Verizon, there's up to 7 entertainment subscriptions with your unlimited plan. That's 7 times the... 7 times the... No! 7 times the... Music, gaming, Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, and more. That's 7 times the entertainment! Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentjax.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
All right, fam, we back. Now, what I don't want y'all, the listeners, the viewers to understand, remember now, every show, when we bring up issues, we're going to have some solutions. This ain't just a bitch session because anybody can bitch. So these are the things we got to address the issues without saying, what about? Because I hate that what about shit. What about when women do this? What about when, Right now, we talking about why is it that black women are expected to go through struggle love and how we can get around it since we hold them to such a high standard that they can never be wrong. So I want y'all to stay focused, and I'm writing some solutions down. I'm going to let the ladies, I'm going to let Mo, we're going to come up with some things that we need to start doing as opposed to all this bitching and whining. But I know when we left, Chloe, you said you had a question for me.
Oh, don't tell me you forgot.
Girl, I'm halfway.
That's how you drink that good stuff. That's how you drink the good stuff.
What minute, hold on. What was your last comment? And I can tell you what
Well,
my question
I was talking about the way these new dudes seem to be jealous of women, and they want to be women more than they want to admit. They want to be given favor. That is not the way the system is set up.
Okay, so here's my question for you, because I get this all the time. It's almost to the point where whenever you meet a guy and you're having a conversation, you're almost afraid to even suggest something, because his automatic thought process is that since you suggested, you should pay for it. And I don't know. And then but the thing is that we as women have gotten to the point where whenever we're talking on discussions and we're having, discussions on, well, I don't have a problem with this, I don't have a problem with that, and so men gravitate, they gravitate to that. I'm gonna tell you, I don't have a problem with treating a guy out on a date, but having the expectation that for me to say to you, I want to go bowling, or for me to say to you that I want to do this, and you to automatically say, well, since she suggested it, that means that she paying for everything. To me, that's some bitch ass shit. I'm just going to say a real, because I'm the type of person, whenever, if we're dating, baby, you would be surprised at what I would do. You don't really understand the benefits that you would have if you show me that you are a good ass dude. We could be, if you, the first month you showing me that you a good ass dude, the next month I might say, baby, pack a bag. We going to Miami. Pack a bag. We going to Gulf Shores, Alabama. You can get that from me if you show me that you are a quality dude. But if you are a tit for tat type of dude, where you feel you're gonna, when the check comes on the second date, the check is laid down and you're just gonna sit there and see if I'm gonna offer to pay. I've even had guys to say that if she don't offer to pay by the second date, then she trash. That's bullshit to me. So I don't do the tit for tat. It's just like dudes are to the point where now they feel like if they open your door, if I open your door for you to get in the car and you don't reach across and open the door for me to get in, then you're trash. Please stop using movies as
that ain't even what happened in the movie.
Girl, that was what was it? King of New York or Brooklyn's Finest or whatever it is, where it was raining and he opened over in the car. The Bronx Tale.
Mm-hmm.
Stop using movies and porn and memes as a means of
measure. But we have to. But they have to, and I'm gonna tell you.
Hold on, Arnie. Let me say this right quick.
Okay.
But let me say this right quick. And this is the one time when I will hold women accountable. When he show you he ain't shit, stop trying to make him be shit. This is the one time I absolutely blame women. When you got a guy who telling you got to do this in order for him to do that, and I tell guys this all the time. If her response causes a reaction, that means she's leading the relationship. So, ladies, when y'all see a guy who don't want to do something unless you do something, go on and walk off. Go, because once you play into that, you playing into his hands, because he's gonna say, walk off. I don't care where you walk. Just walk away from his trifling ass, because he has shown you that he ain't shit. He ain't gonna get no better. He ain't. And I told Clovis before we talked. I have stopped dating women because they wouldn't let me open their car door. I ain't mad because you won't do it, but I already understand you can't be the kind of queen I'm looking for. So all we can do is have sex a couple of times. But you'll never be a woman in my life because you want to fight me on something as simple as opening the door. Because in my world, that's what I'm supposed to do. But if you think that means I don't need them and open my door, you don't need me in your life. I'm not going to argue with you. And we spend too much time trying to convince people why they need us. When I'm not. If you ain't what I want, or if I ain't what you want, I'm good with saying bye. Because I got time on my side. Hell, if I die tomorrow, I can't miss what I ain't never had. And when I hear women tell stories, good women, I ain't gonna put Chloe on the spot, but I have dated some of Chloe's friends. They were good women. And they would tell you, we broke up on good terms, because where I was in my life, wasn't as a good dude. So once I saw they were a good woman, I let them go find a good man because it was not gonna be me. Now, it ain't special. I just knew I don't want to scar a good woman. If she's truly good, I'm gonna let her go find her happiness. Ladies, you gotta be content to find your happiness and not just the next thing. Like I said, and y'all getting better at it. But if I'm gonna hold you accountable something, when he show you these and you still, well, I thought grown men ain't getting no growner. If they ain't grown at our age, they stuck in their little boy mentality where they're jealous, where they want to compete with you. I'm not competing with you. As Close said, we doing stuff. When she say, "Oh, I got this," okay, she done planned the trip and everything. I'm just riding, but I'm gonna still drive. I'm gonna still do my part. I'm just gonna enjoy the trip. Y'all gotta find men who appreciate you where you are, and if they ain't where you are, quit trying to bring them up. If they don't want to hear it, leave them in the ghetto. Go ahead, Arne. I'm sorry.
Let me say right quick, but here's the thing, DVP, and that's what this show is about. The show is about the fact that we are so often guilted. We are so often threatened with, well, that's why you're not going to find a man. Well, that's your problem. That's what this show is really about. You're saying, and you're giving good walk off. But so often, even whenever you're having conversations on social media, if you look in the comments, those are always the same threats. And so it's like, as a woman, some women are scared to stand firm and stand 10 toes down in their beliefs and in what they feel, because the women like Arne and I, who have certain values and certain expectations. I saw a post recently where they were like, basically saying that a problem with a lot of women is that they are using their fathers as a standard of measure. But isn't that what we're supposed to do? Isn't that what fathers are supposed to do? Fathers are supposed to date their daughters and set the bar by which you measure a man. But now it's to the point in 2023 that whenever you reference your father and the things that you like, Arne's parents are still together. Arne comes from a two-parent household. I come from a two-parent household. So the certain examples that we have seen growing up, they're saying, well, you need to step into 2023. But this is what we was raised. We was raised with the father being the head, the father being the protector, the father being the coverer. That's what we were raised. My mom made more money than my dad. My mom worked at General Motors. My dad worked for the Cobb County Fleet Motor and Maintenance. But you would never know when you walked in that house because my father was still the head, because of how he covered us. My father every Sunday would get up and take each car to the gas station and fill the car up with gas so we would have a full tank of gas whenever we went. We did not touch gas handles. But nowadays, you can't even ask a guy. A guy is like, I'm too good to cut grass. Why would I cut your grass? I don't even cut my own grass. Why would I wash your car? I don't even wash my own car. That's the mentality. That's what we are having to deal with. So we're hard pressed to find a man that even comes close to measuring the values that we were raised with, and we are penalized for having those expectations. I'm done. Go ahead, A. It's on you, girl.
Okay, I'm gonna try to be super quick. So I want to share.
It's a
I
2-hour
want to
show.
share a
Go ahead.
quick. Oh, okay. Well, I just want to share a quick story. When I was probably like 16, 17 years old, I went out on this date with this guy who was like 20 something. He was a little older. And I remember we were talking and I was like, oh, the fair is in town. Let's go to the fair. And so when we got to the fair, I'm expecting him to pay. He gave me such a fit about the fact that I had brought this up. I invited him. It was my suggestion.
Hold on. You're 16 and he's 20?
Yeah. I was driving, so he's 16. He's 20. He might have been older than 20, honestly. But he gave me this lecture about how I had no idea how much money he had, if he had money, this and that. And because I had invited him, that I should have been responsible for the date because it was my idea. So ingrained in my head, when the way that he said it, it made sense to me. I was like, man, am I being inconsiderate? Because I am one of those people. people that likes to take responsibility. And I was like, I guess I didn't ask if he had my, just all these things, right? And as Chloe has mentioned, like I have a daddy, even to this day, like I like to take my parents out. They hang with me a lot. And I like to pay for them because I can now. You know what I mean? Like, but my dad to this moment feels super uncomfortable with that. I don't really have expectations of money from people because I know that the things that I want to do are just kind of beyond. But I do want to ask the question because when people say coming to 2023, the fact of the matter is now most of our households don't have dads. So when you reference movies as the standard, sometimes that's all people have to reference because they ain't had no man in the house to show them how to be a man and how to, be a Darren. The gentleman who is also with us in the black t-shirt, what's your name, sir?
Mo.
Mo, yes. So Mo or Darren. What did he say? He said run, exactly. But I want to address that too when you say run on to the next. I'm 44 at this point. The line just we just gonna keep falling off the cliff. So I'm running from this one to the next. What? We're in the 50s now. Like, how many times are we just going to pass on people instead of meeting people where they are? With some exceptions, of course. But the point of the matter is, a lot of us have different values because we were brought up different ways. And so when we talk about single parent households, I personally, and this is not to offend anyone, please forgive me, but when we talk about men wanting to be women, and I think that's probably why Chloe brought me on because I made a comment to her the other day. And I was like, can men think of anything else to be other than women? And we were looking at the Met Gala, and I was just appalled at how many men had on dresses and lace and, just femininity. Like, I don't need feminine men. Like, I don't want to say that. Excuse me. Let me rephrase what I am saying the way that I am saying it.
Speak your truth. You don't want no feminine man. Ain't that the rephrase?
But I will say that the number of women leading households has a lot to do with the product of men. And so I find it really funny that women are, being that they are the head of the households now for whatever circumstances, they are not raising men to be the men that they would date. They're raising men to be their sons, who they think are exceptions to every rule, who they think are special. He ain't gonna be paying for everything, but they're also the same women who expect men to pay for everything. So it's such an oxymoron. It's weird. I did not raise my brother to be like that. My father did not raise us to be like that. And really, the problem is I'm more masculine probably than I am feminine because I do have such a thing about money. It's just not a thing for me. So I don't know. We just in a rut. And to answer your question, Darren, about solutions, my solution is we go back to the drawing board and we make a code that all black people are following. Like, these are the rules, because right now everybody's just doing their own thing and none of it makes sense to anybody. So I'm giving the floor back.
All right, Robin raised his hand, so I'm gonna see what my super dope producer got to say because he got to get back to another event. So go ahead, sir.
Hey, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
We hear you.
Y'all hear me? Okay, cool. I wasn't sure what was going on because I'm actually at the SIAC softball tournament that we're broadcasting on the other side of the network. But I had this on because I have been on it a few months because Mel took over producing the show, but I'm still keeping tabs on my boy, and he knows there's gonna be certain topic for me, and I heard stuff on the thing. I got triggered. I needed to come on and say some stuff. I'm gonna ask the two ladies a real quick question, and actually, it's not a bad thing. And let me preface by saying something I've been saying for the past 10 years since we've been doing this show. The biggest problem in the black community is black men not being where they're supposed to be. The best solution in our community is black men taking the spaces where they're supposed to be. First thing and foremost, I will always say that because ultimately we have to set the tone in different ways. Now, with that being said, I'm going to ask you two ladies a question. Have you ever heard of Dr. Francis Cresswell?
Heard of who?
The Dr.
Dr. Who?
Dr. Francis Cresswell.
No, but I'll go ahead and look them up.
I need both of y'all to Google her.
and you need to find her book, The ISIS Papers. It is on the
Oh
internet
yeah, we
free.
know the
You can
ISIS
I
download
papers.
it.
heard of the
It
ISIS
is,
papers. Okay.
okay, well,
Yeah.
Dr. Frances Cress Welsing is the woman who wrote those books, and she passed away a
Mhm.
few years ago. And she has been trying to get where the problem is. So I'm gonna jump back because I saw the title. The title said decisions, decisions, decisions. I'm like, what does that have to do with what y'all talking about today? But I ain't gonna get into that. I'm just going on the stuff that I heard y'all talking about. So I wanna come back and start with some of our problems. And here's where I think the biggest challenge is, and this is the reality of it is I got into the media business because I saw how the images on television and on radio impacted our people. Also saw that there were no black people creating these images. The system, and say what you want to, but the system has implanted in us over the past 50 to 60 years images of black families that were not that of black families. That were not the only images of black families. When Bill Cosby came out and changed that script, well, we know what happened to his whole situation. There is a systematic plan to make sure that we do not trust each other. It's the end of the thing. There's no way around that. People are trying to keep us apart from each other. The problem is just like the problem with OJ, just like the problem with Bill Cosby, just like the problem with all these other brothers. We are participating in that madness. We are taking on the things that people are saying about us as opposed to living the truth that we've seen with our own eyes. I'm not sure what the young lady's name is because I didn't hear names, but right here, the blue with the hat on, she just said something that made so much sense to me. And we have to realize when you see y'all, and I think both of y'all were mentioning the Met Gala. I didn't watch it because, yeah, I don't want to see no man in no dress. It is what it is. Y'all do what you want to do. But that's been normalized.
Mhm.
It's been normalized. Why? Because there have been brothers who've been
Why?
wearing dresses for years. They've been doing it, but they
Mhm.
were always the outliers. They were always the exceptions. What has happened is they have started paying again in the media business for 30 plus years. I've been in radio that long. I have watched how they change the music and they use musicians and they no, excuse, I'm not even gonna say musicians. They use rappers today to set the standard for what is supposed to go on. If you saw the Boondocks, y'all, people listen to their show know how to talk about the Boondocks. Get all this we're seeing right now. What you're seeing at the Met Gala, Chloe, I think your name is, ain't nothing but the
That's Arnay.
gangsterlicious
That's
story.
Arnay. That's Arnay that
Our
spoke
name,
on
I'm
it.
sorry. No,
Mhm.
no. Okay, I thought your name was Chloe, the one who's down at the under me and Mel. That's the
Mhm.
one I
In
was
the
talking about.
orange, bro. That is
I'm
her
sorry,
name.
but,
Yeah, in the
but that was
orange.
Arnay who spoke of the Met Gala. It wasn't
No, no.
me. It was
Oh, okay.
Arnay.
I thought both of y'all said something. I got you. My bad. But if you look at that, those are the stories that we told. The other thing is now, this is the first part that triggered this. Well, this is the part that triggered me. Y'all were talking about what men's expectations are and the battle. I think it was the part of the struggle when Chloe, you were saying how weren't women raped, weren't women this during slavery and everything. I,
Men
at this
too.
point, I understand the DNA part of the history of slavery. This is one of the areas that me and Darren agree on. Yeah, but I ain't been no slave. We can come past that. That has to be a choice that we make, though. But here is the part of it that's a reality that we must understand. There were things that were done to black men during that period that fundamentally changed the way that black men in America think and do things. So we understand that, but they don't have to stay in it. This is the part that when I go back to the point of saying that we are our biggest problem, but we're also our best solution. If we don't
Mhm.
get to the point where we say, you know what, yes, that stuff happened. Now let me do what's right. So, and I'm gonna say something because one of y'all again just said something about we need to come together. Somebody said something to me 2 weeks ago that I have said I'm gonna start using, and it tripped me out because they said, you know what, we need to stop talking about unity because we're never gonna have unity. Well, most people don't understand that.
You
All
never
black people
did.
ain't gonna never agree on nothing. Why? Because all people don't agree on nothing. We
Mhm.
need enough of us to have solidarity. That means we need to have a common goal and we all working towards it. We don't
Mhm.
have to hang out and go get beer after the stuff. We don't have to be friends, but we have certain goals that we have to start working towards together. And that's another thing that the system has done to us. They have always separated black people and said you are either A or you are B. There is no in between. If you know, Darren, you worked in the police department. Mo, I'm sure you don't work around enough white people. Ladies, I'm sure in y'all life you done seen enough. White people cannot stand each other, but they will find a way to work together. They will find a way to make money. They will find a way
Against
to
you.
get their stuff done and then go and do whatever they want to do on their own time. That's what we don't do. If I can't agree with you 100%, oh, I can't talk to you. You know, if you say one thing that pisses me off, oh, we done. I don't have nothing else to say to you. We have to get beyond that because y'all heard the thing. Chris Rock says that black men are not loved unconditionally unless they have money.
That's
So
not
many
true.
women.
I wish he would stop saying that.
Hold on, 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 hold on. No. Hold on. Because see, here's the thing that people have to start realizing. When y'all hear that, because there are certain things that y'all say, that guess what? Black men will say the same thing. That is not true. That is not this. All men aren't anything, but you can't knock that man's experiences. And I can unfortunately, I can honestly say that I can unfortunately say that I've had those experiences. So it's not that it's not true. You may not do it. Just like you know, could dare I tell you, we done both had one situation. We done walked away from women who were absolutely gorgeous and fine because didn't want me opening the door for her. I'm like, what's wrong with you? I'm a gentleman. That is something that you're not gonna change. So if you don't want me doing this stuff for you, guess what? I just won't be with you because I'm going to do these things because my standard as a man was set by my father. And so I know that is another challenge that we have is that a lot of these young boys who are growing up and who have grown up today have not had the right standard set as what it means to be a man. That is the problem with single parent households because it's not just single parenting. There's a lot more that goes along with it than that. Because you can be a single parent. Like my mom was a single mother, but she was never a single parent. And then I had uncles. I had other people in my family, in the community, who showed me what being a man was supposed to be. So those things happen. What we have to do again is we have to get back to the point where we are working towards a common goal. And we have to understand just because you didn't do something or you don't do something, that doesn't mean that that trauma wasn't real for somebody who said it. Because I heard so many sisters say the same thing when Chris Rock said that. But guess what? He done probably dated a whole lot of women who just wanted Chris Rock for his money. Because I mean, look, Chris Rock got better looking as he got older because his money made him
No,
look
he
better. You
got
know that
better
happened to a
looking
lot
as
of
he
people.
got richer.
He never
See, so
got
there
better
you go.
looking to me at all. But go ahead.
Look, Jay-Z.
Now
You know,
that's a
let's
different
talk
one.
about
He did. Like, he has improved. He has improved, but it's not because of his
Money.
money. It's not because of his
Thank
money.
you.
For me, it's
No,
not
no,
because of his money. It's
Chloe,
because
it
he
is
just
because of
looks
his
better.
Chloe, it is
No,
because of his money.
you can't
His
tell me
money.
what
No,
it
no,
is
hold on.
for me.
No, Chloe, listen to what I'm saying. He looks different now because he has money. He can afford to do the things. He can afford to go handle himself differently. He can dress differently now because he has money and he can do all those things. So it's not it is that he has money. But it's not you may not think he looks better because of the money, but that's what transformed him. That is a reality. You know, the fact that men look better with money. I mean, listen, it is what it is. Some people have to
Who
deal
don't
with
look
that.
better? Who don't look better with money?
Some
I
people
Exactly.
can
look
That's why
make
better
we
a
with
I
money,
can
but
call a list.
some people just look
I
better
can make a
as they
list.
age. Some people
Look,
look better
Chris,
as they age.
Chris Rock got money. He cheated on his wife. She didn't stay with him for his money. She left him. So Chris Rock was a horrible example because Chris Rock was a misogynist. He thought that his money could get him whatever he wanted. Then he got mad because the hoe he wanted to sleep with wouldn't give him none. So that's a horrible example. Jay
Horrible
Z,
I
example.
was just using him as his state. I
but
did there, and it's not
but
necessarily a horrible
I
example. Hold
know,
on, no.
but
Listen
Jay-Z
what
ain't
I'm
been a
saying.
womanizer. So all this matters, Roy. When you're gonna use these examples, the big
Dude,
picture, when
hold up.
was Jay-Z a
D, hold
womanizer?
up.
Because there's a bunch of
D,
dudes out there
because
who
we go
got money.
Hold up.
Money don't make
D,
everybody
you
look better,
just sat
Roy.
here and said Jay-Z wasn't a womanizer when his wife made a whole album about him cheating. What?
Now he done cheated. Now we gonna give that. But let me say
Come
this.
on, D.
Let
A
me say
cheater.
this because men always want to go back to money. There are certain men as they age, they just for whatever They go from a duck to a swan or whatever, and it doesn't have anything to do with money. I see guys that I went to school with that I would have never talked to in school, but now they ain't got no money, but they just look better. So it's not always
I
about
think
money.
you're missing what I'm saying about money
I mean, I
and
get
being
what you're
able to make
saying, but I'm just saying it's not always about money.
But
I'm not
you
saying
giving a
that because
man's
again,
impression
but
to
it's not
women who
you.
judging us, where you can't tell them what they see. You can't tell
No,
women
that's
what
what
they
I
see.
just said. D,
I know,
please, I'm talking about the
just
point that I made.
but you told Chloe she was
listen.
wrong. Chloe
No, I
R
didn't
and
say
A
she
both
was wrong.
told you how they feel about money. Both of them
D,
said it,
I
right?
didn't. D, stop. Hold on. I didn't say she was wrong. I said that's not what I was saying. I said what I was saying about money is that as people get more money, they can do the things to make them look better. I didn't say their money made them better.
I mean, I
I
got
didn't
what
say
you
that.
said. I get what you're saying.
Right.
I
That's
get
what
what
I
you're
was
saying.
saying to her. I wasn't saying she was wrong about that. Because yes, a lot of people, I mean, like you said, look, as they talk about it, you got that melanin in you. Sometimes that melanin take a few years to kick in and age you right. And like you said, you see people in high school that you was like, ew, and then you see them at 40, 45, 50, and you be like, oh, hold up. That's so and
Okay.
so. You know, it
Okay.
ain't got nothing, right? Like you said, it ain't got nothing to do with money. But that's what I'm talking about from that perspective. But like I said, all I want to say is that we really have to get back to the point where we have to be able to admit that we have both been hurt. We have both been damaged. But now what we have to start doing is I can't blame you two ladies for what my ex did. I can't blame you two ladies for what the chick did. Darren, remember the story I tell about the chick who after 5 dates, how she was tripping on me. And I had to and I cut her off after the 5th date. And so, well, and let me tell a story because y'all, it wasn't one of those I was sitting waiting for her to pay for the date because I heard that conversation. That's not what it was. But what the situation was is I had dated me and this young lady had gone out on 4 dates. I paid for every date prior to that. My daughter had called me. I was on a very strict budget at the time, and my daughter called me and said she needed some money for my grandson. So I sent her that money. That was my entertainment money for the week. So I called the young lady and said, "Hey, I had to send my daughter some money, so I don't have anything extra this week for us to go out." And her exact words were me to, "Well, okay, well, when you get some more money, we can get together and go out." Now, I was expecting one or two things. One of the two things could have been, okay, we can just get together and hang out. We ain't got to go nowhere. I would have been all right with that. The other thing I would have liked to have heard was like, don't worry about it. I got the date this time. Let's go. She didn't say neither one of them. So I was like, deuces, chick, we out. You know, because at that point, what you said to me was that you don't want to be around me unless I'm spending money on you. And see, the problem that
I
the
agree. You
ladies,
should have told her
the
deuces.
sister, I did. And see, but that's what I'm saying. Sisters who don't do that find it difficult to believe that there are a lot of sisters out there doing that.
Right.
And that's all
Okay,
I'm saying. That's what, but
Uncle, but here's my
go ahead.
thing: is that men always call women damaged. That's something that you spoke on, and I'm glad that you admitted that there are some damaged men because we
And
as
we are
Black women,
damaged.
we as and I made a post about that recently where I was basically saying that men are real quick to call women damaged and you need to heal and blah 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 and all this other stuff, but men never seem to own up to the fact that they're just as damaged as we are. We're just
No,
damaged
sweetheart.
people.
That's not
We're
men. That's
damaged.
dudes. And that's
Well, okay,
dudes.
well,
And
we can say
you've been
dudes,
making the
men, but
distinction.
we can say the
You
men.
I'm
We can.
sorry to jump in.
Well, to me, men, dudes, y'all have penises. If you got
But
a
see,
penis, you're a man.
there we don't there. This is one of the things that be in.
You can. I'm just expressing how I feel. You want
I
to
got you. I
distinguish
got
it.
you.
My thing is,
No,
if you got a penis, you're a man. So I'm just gonna say men. I don't throw the imp out there to say some men because in life everything is not all. But what I am saying is that we as women are quick to be labeled damaged. We're quick to be said you need to heal. You don't need to date. You're damaged. But we never talk about the fact that there are some men that are just as damaged as there's a lot of men just as damaged as women. But then at the same time, there are some men who are not necessarily damaged, but they're just going off what is constantly regurgitated. That's my biggest thing is that a lot of what goes on with men and with women is the conversations that we are having people have not all experienced it, that they're just regurgitating what they've heard or what society says. When I hear men talk about women this and women, they're quick to label women gold diggers because she has a certain level of expectations. You haven't even really experienced a gold digger, or that's all that you dated. You've gone after the women that got the big booty, that is Instagram model. If that's the only thing you pursue, then yeah, you're going to end up being damaged because it's the only thing that you're pursuing.
Right.
But we talk about we always care as soon as, and it's like almost an attack on us that if we express certain things, then we have to be damaged. And just like I told Darren earlier, if I am damaged, then you who are calling me damaged, when you sit alone in your room quietly, can you be honest with yourself about the amount of women that you have? You calling me damaged, but are you owning up to the damage
The
that you've
damage
caused?
is done.
The damage
So
that you caused.
let me
That's
jump
my
in.
biggest thing. That's what this show is about. Men being accountable for the part that they have played in the situations that we in. That's the biggest thing. That's all that we women want. When I said I don't feel protected, I mean I don't feel protected because I can post something saying how much I love black men, how much I love brothers, and blah blah blah, and I don't get the accolades for that. But as soon as I say the slightest thing against a black man, I get 500
Attack.
comments. I get attacked. I don't get the accolades because just as much as I talk about the issues I have with you brothers, I am constantly saying daddies are everything to me. But black men, and when I say black men, like I said, don't take offense. I ain't got to say some black men. Just understand, if you're not a part of the marching order, then it doesn't apply to you. What I am saying is that black men black men don't own their shit. That's it. Black men don't own their shit.
And Chloe does love a black man. Now this is what we're gonna have to do because it's
I love y'all.
7:50.
I love y'all. I would never date outside my race. I will become
It's
celibate and never have dick in my life before I fuck with a white man.
it's 7:55. So this is what we're gonna do. Mo, you had something I want you to get yours out before we have to give out closing remarks and plan a part two.
Oh no, it's cool. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'll defer back to you.
All right, this is what I want to do, Arne. Since we got you on the team now, I want to revisit this next week. We got to talk about some things that's going on with the police because it was already pre-planned. But can we do this again in 2 or 3 weeks, Arne, Chloe?
Please, I would love to.
And we're gonna have some specific stuff, and we're gonna be a little bit more organized because this is something that we have to fix. This is something we gotta fix. Chloe, just in case,
I won't jump in.
I won't
jump in either, D. I'll be here from the start.
Okay. Mel, can you put up the flyer right quick? Because Chloe has an event coming up. Hope we're going to do another show before the event. But she has an event because this is one of the things that she does. This is one of the ways, after I got past my shyness, I got to speak at one of the events about how men and women. And this is what we got to do. Put it back up again for me, Mel. She has this coming up. So, hey, if y'all in the metro area, come check it out. I'm gonna let her tell you about it in our closing, but come check it out. These are conversations. She likes to have shows with uncomfortable conversations, and that's what we talk about. We gotta have these uncomfortable conversations as opposed to keep telling each other what they want to hear. We gotta tell them the truth so we can get past this he, she, what about, and this dumbass battle of the sexes. Because neither side can win without the other side. That's just cold hard facts. Black men can't get nowhere without black women. The black woman ain't gonna get to where she need to be without the black man. So I want to start with
Let me close out. Let me close out because I gotta go. Let me close out first because I gotta cut off.
Go ahead.
So can I say what I want to say real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay. Chloe, first thing is, do we need to get Chloe a show? Is that what Chloe a show? Is that what we talking about first?
Chloe got a show.
Yes.
But she may want to get another one.
Well, then we need to get on the network. But listen, like I said, I will absolutely. I do have some varying views. I'm more gray Jedi than Darren is a Sith, but he's not a Sith no more because he done got married and he living his life. But he just said what really I wanted to say. We can't do this alone. We're never going to be where we need to be without each other. And that's the whole purpose of this process of separating us. And we have got to find ways to get back to being together. And again, it doesn't always have to be. And sister, I will say this, that I completely agree with you guys that black men don't protect black women the way that we used to. And that's something that we have to get back to. We know those of us who do it, but we can't be the only ones. We have to train up the next generation to make that the point, because what they've been taught is they've been taught to be adversarial with women. And that's the problem we have with this generation of men, is that they were taught to be adversarial with women who look like them. So we're gonna work that out. But it was real interesting. It was interesting enough that y'all had me get away from the event that I was doing to dial in. But we're gonna get back. But I do gotta get out of here to get back to this thing. So D, keep it going, keep it popping, bruh. I will see y'all. I'll be back in town on Sunday.
Nice to meet you.
Nice. Thank you.
Arne, tell us, give us some parting words, and then I'm gonna make sure we set up an event for the next 2-3 weeks. I'm gonna try to get it before close the event, but if not, we'll do it right after. Go ahead, Arne, give me something.
Okay, so I'm so excited that I was able to join you all this evening. Thank you, Chloe, for the invitation. I am so excited for the next couple of weeks as we prepare to, like you said, Darren, come to solutions. That's what this is about. I love, anybody that's spearheading the movement. I also had a forum called The Fix, which was about providing solutions for, this conundrum that we're in. And crazy enough, I'm sad to say, and it almost brings me to tears, that was 7 years ago. And we're still in a worse state, actually, now from the last time I had a fix. So I'm excited to contribute in any way that I can, and always feel free to call me up and bring me on board.
Right.
I got you.
Awesome.
Go ahead, Diva. Hit me with some good stuff.
Well, of course, as you posted, I am having the forum on May 27th at Blue Whiskey Lounge. I wanted to, it's actually going to be a 3-part series. The first series, I wanted to let my brothers go first. And so a couple of years ago, it was called Brothers, Lust, and Love. This time it's just going to be love, intimacy, and relationships. The first segment is going to be the brothers. Let me make sure that everyone knows this is not about bashing. This is not about Mars versus Venus or man versus woman or anything. If you're expecting questions like, why do men cheat? This is not going to be the forum for you. This is going to be some in-depth conversations from the brothers, from the heart, about love, intimacy, and relationships. It's definitely, if you're in the audience as a woman and you're negative, or you're angry, this is not for you. So that's what the forum is going to be about. I'm going to be asking brothers some really deep, intimate conversations, about their feelings. And it's, like I said, it's not going to be negative. The second forum is going to be my sister's. Arne, with her beautiful self, is definitely going to be on the forum, because she speaks so eloquently. And if you're not following her, she is like the real estate connoisseur. The real estate connoisseur. And so you need to make sure you check her out, because she'll sell you $1 million house. She'll sell you a $100,000 house. And the third form that I'm going to have is going to be a combination of both. So make sure, if you're not following me on Facebook, I am Chloe Barksdale. Make sure you follow me. I want to see you out at Whiskey Blue on the 27th. The forum starts at 6 o'clock. It's going to be from 6 to 8, and then we're going to party. And that's it. That's it. My name is Chloe Barksdale. Darren calls me the diva.
It's well deserved. Mo, get me up out of here. I know we ain't got a chance to say a lot, but we're gonna be ready for part 2.
Did everybody speak yet? Because I thought the other lady here didn't speak. You spoke already? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just wanted to make sure, ladies first. This is how we do it on this show. Real men here. We ain't dealing with no suckers. All right. So I just want to say, I'm here. I'm not here to talk to all men and women. That's not my goal. My goal of coming here is to talk to the men and women who are interested in healthy relationships, and those who want change, and those who want to build. That's why I'm here. I'm not talking to everybody. So if you one of those other types, you don't need to tune in. We're not considering you as part of this group. We're trying to do good things and make good things happen.
All right. I love it.
And y'all know who I'm DVP. We like to have uncomfortable conversations, but we're going to come up with solutions for every problem, because I'm not just here to bitch and waste your time. If we don't have a solution, then we're not gonna talk about it because I don't get the point in bitching. But ladies, if he ain't acting like a man, treat him accordingly. Stop thinking he gonna be a man. Dudes, if you ain't ready for your man shit, just call yourself a dude and stay in your dude lane. There are plenty of women who want to deal with dudes. Don't put yourself out to be a man if you ain't ready. Don't put yourself out. And it ain't about money. I know 50 married couples. One is a millionaire, the other ones ain't even six figures. So let's stop with that lie about women want money. It's not true. It's not true, but it sounds good. So just understand, if you want to argue with me or debate with me, and I'm all for the shits and giggles, just bring up some facts. Don't point to Kanye or no bullshit like that. Look outside and tell me who you see for real, and ask me again why we got all this baby mama, baby daddy drama if it's so much money out there. So I'm gonna have this same crew back. We're gonna get a little deeper, and we're gonna be focused, and we're gonna get y'all there. Because if it's something about this whole thing, I'm like Chloe love black men, I love black women. That's all I want. Love ain't blind. If it ain't got some kind of chocolate in it, it ain't for me. But understand, whether it's love or not, if I see you attacking one of my black women and they're all mine, I'm claiming ownership, I will defend them. I will.
Yeah.
And if they're wrong, I'm gonna pull them off to the side. But what I'm not gonna do is let you be disrespectful. Because if Chloe says something disrespectful and we have disagreed, I can walk away. But I'm never finna talk about her publicly. My feet work. Fellas, your feet work. Don't let a woman drag you down if you see she's going, because they got emotions like we do. Everybody can be wrong. But fellas hold fellas accountable. Ladies hold ladies accountable. That's all I'm asking. Until next time, y'all know what it is, right? Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. And we out.
Bye, DVP.